before I talk about these actual players, every year this happens. You get the group coming up, like, so for 2 years people are as parents and players. Well, what happens is everything in Canada, for the most part, I'm not saying every single person, but everybody in Canada is so, like, for players that are playing AAA and that are the higher end players, everything is geared to the OHL draft. So your whole life, like, this is the biggest year. This is the biggest year, and people put so much pressure on this year that you have to perform, that it's like, it's big. So what happens is people actually set themselves up for disaster, for failure, for disappointment, and I've seen it year after year after year.
Yep.
So a quick story: there was a kid. I'm just trying to find my note here, but one of the dads came in. I want to get the numbers right. That's all. Guy came into my office. This person skated with me a little bit, not a ton over the years. So he was drafted to the, I don't want to say the team. I don't want to say the name. So his dad was telling me how he's going to be like a top pick. So if you start telling your kid you're going to be a top pick, like, you're really good, you score goals, you're awesome, and you throw that in, up his ass all the time, the kid thinks he's going to be a top pick.
Right.
He's not facing reality. So I saw a different version of a player when I saw him. I saw a kid that had some skill, that could score some goals, that didn't know how to play hockey at all, that had a terrible attitude. Terrible attitude, arrogant, and dad told him how great he was. It's around. So that's eighth player pick chosen in the draft. So the dad stopped in and asked some questions and stuff. I said, hey, congratulations on your son and all that stuff. He goes, yeah, he was he's their second pick. I said, what? I said, he goes, yeah, no, he went in the 10th round, but they told us he's his second pick. I said, what? Because I was confused.
Yeah, what are you talking about, man?
He goes, well, they said, like, he's like a second round pick.
He's like a second round pick.
So the dad wants to believe that. So even though he was drafted, the honesty of the business, after 20 teams got to choose times, grabbed him in the 10th round, 8th, and the dad still wants to say that he was a second round pick. Like, no, he's better than what he was.
Yeah.
But the 20 teams just told you where they think they are. Because if he was a second round pick, he went in the second round.
Yeah.
Maybe third if they could grab someone better. But he's a 10th round pick.
Right.
So the real conversation is, well, first of all, as you're going through the process, is like we always talk about, is don't overestimate how good you are. Right. And don't underestimate how good everybody else is. Like, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, this guy was like dead serious, looked me in the eye, and yeah. He'll be signing. And so this kid's got to go from there, thinking he's going to go be a high pick, get drafted in the 10th round. Then his dad's telling him that he's still a second round pick. Like, really, you're better than everybody, so you're going to make the team anyway. So there was no reality check, no honesty. Yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think what you're kind of starting to circle on is it's starting with the parents, right? And the issue, this is just such a common theme, man. Like, the amount, and we're seeing it right now happen in real time with Charlie's age group, because it's their draft year this year, right? And the amount of stock that parents are putting in this year is alarming, because, like we're saying here, it doesn't mean it's a nice accomplishment. It is. It's
awesome. That's what you work for.
Yeah,
short term.
Yeah. When you're a kid, like, that is a big deal for you. Like, you get your name called in the draft. That's a big deal. Yeah. But the setup from the parents is ridiculous. Yeah. It's like and I remember a quick story for me. One of my best buddies. I didn't get drafted. And I remember the draft day my year, which would have been, oh boy, I don't know, 2009 maybe?
1840.
Anyways, so I was at his house for the draft because he was supposed to get drafted. And you know how they have all these rankings that come out. And he was ranked, I could be wrong, I could be remembering wrong, but it was like 4 to 6 or something, right? Yeah. And it's like, there's no way you're 4 to 6. I remember like thinking this at the time, you're not 4 to 6, right? And because he was ranked like that from these stupid ranking things, and you buy the press and you think that
TP?
No.
Okay.
So other guy, athlete. But because there's this build up to it. Well, then on draft day, we're watching the names get called. 4 comes, nothing. 5 comes, nothing. 6 comes, nothing. 8 comes, nothing. 10 comes, nothing. right? He ended up going super late in the draft. And I was like, by round 8, now he didn't care.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but I didn't even get drafted, dude. Like, you still got drafted. Like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got your name. You get a chance. You get the door is now open, right?
Yeah.
Even though you're late and people are probably thinking nothing of what you're going to do because you're a late pick and whatever, you get an automatic year or 2 chance with a team, right? But it didn't matter now. It didn't matter because round 4 to 6 came and went, and he was like, well, now who cares?
Yeah.
So it was amazing to watch. And that is a lot to do with the way it's talked about from the parents. Because I remember my dad, the way that he did such a great job, man, because he probably knew I wasn't getting drafted.
Yeah.
And I remember to me, he was always saying like, yeah, but you know what? It's not the end. You keep going. And which is weird because he didn't play. Like, there was no reason for him to know that. And he just had that common sense to be like, you're going to be, I was 15 my draft year, right? He's like, you're going to be 15. Like, how can that possibly be the end of the road? It can't be.
No, it can't be.
Right?
No.
And so he had enough brains to make sure that was the message I was getting, and it could have just been out of sympathy for me because he knew I wasn't getting drafted.
Yeah, but that's being a good dad.
Yeah, just being a good dad. But that's the issue. I know I'm getting long here, but that's the issue with the parents, like the way they're setting it up. You know.
Yeah. So before I go into the list, because you made me think about. I mean, it probably would have come out anyways. But here's the thing. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for anytime you guys listen to me. I'm going to say the same thing. So here's what's happening. We've got like on Charlie's. Well, in this age, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people. Now I've got friends that are going to listen to this and they're going to say, "Are you talking about me?" And I'm going to say, "Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're going to be disappointed because you're not Aaron Ekblad. You're not going to go first overall. You're not going to go first overall in the NHL. So you right automatically you're
seriously
you're disappointed.
You could have done better. Yeah.
Aaron's the only one that I personally know that wasn't disappointed. He went first. So that's after that you're going to be disappointed. Number 2.
Hang on, sorry. Before number 2, think about if he would have went second overall. Disappointed. Just to be clear.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're disappointed because you're going to say I think I'm better than him.
Yep.
Or something. So, but here's the thing. As we go up, because I've seen this, oh man, watching my son go through this, it was like, wow, this is the reality of it. Because I used to see it from the outside, like just as a hockey guy. But watching my son going through this, it was like, wow. People on my team know what I do. They know who I train. They see what, like they can watch and they see me with certain people. Like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I just know where you're going. It's so funny.
So how can you come up and say that? Yeah, my son's ranked here at 12 or 13. Okay, so first of all, that's not a true ranking. There's no such thing. What happens is there's all these people that blow smoke up your ass. Everyone's trying to make a buck in hockey. That's number 1. So if you haven't been around the game, it might sound good, and it could be tempting, but when someone is if there's any money involved or potential money involved, you have to raise your eyebrows and say, okay, what do they actually want? So if there's a list out there that says you're ranked here, it's false. Mm-hmm. There's not a real list. So you can make yourself feel real good and say, oh, I got this article and this bullshit thing. Yep. If it makes you feel good, cool, but you're not being honest. It's not real. Yep. It's not real. Yep. When an agent that doesn't have any players comes up to you and says, yeah, I'd like to represent you. You're really good. You're really good. You're really good. You're really good. You're the best. You're the best. You're going to go here. You're going to, I think you're the best thing in the world. Your eyebrows should raise because you should have a really good idea if your kid is the best. If you're looking for an agent and someone takes you, it's probably it's just bullshit. You don't need it. But people that are always telling you how great you are and all that stuff is like, they're not helping you. Mm-hmm. So for example, the person that I have in Charlie's corner, he never tells him he's good. He's never going to promote him. He's not once. He just tells him work harder every time. And he doesn't even talk to him that much, but like he's what we call an advisor. And when he talks to him, he goes, okay, so you did that good. Oh, that's pretty cool. He goes, did you get up in the morning and do your push-ups, sit-ups, squats? No. Well, you need to do that or else you're not going to make the NHL. That's what I want. The honesty.
Yeah, it's honest.
Yeah. And people will tell you everything you want to hear. Because just look, follow the money, follow the thing. And I told you recently, my brother-in-law called me and a couple people showed me an article that Charlie was in. And Charlie goes, I know, Dad, but I just wanted to show you. He goes, is it legit? I go, it's not legit. They wrote a really nice story on you. But but see, subscribe. It does nothing.
It doesn't matter.
No, but some girl in New York writing a press thing about you she knows nothing about hockey.
Right.
Would she, she get a couple people to say she's trying to sell an article.
Right.
So it means nothing. So it means absolutely nothing. So you have to be honest with yourself and just do the work.
Yep.
So that's where people get disappointed when a mom and dad and the people around you are telling you how great you are and that you are going here. All of a sudden the kid thinks like, okay, it's false confidence. You think that you're going in the third round and geez, this isn't even that hard.